Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unfuck Your Mind. I'm your host, Zach Liotis. In today's podcast, we have Elva. She's a brand stylist, designer, and speaker. She helps female coaches and entrepreneurs create a personal brand that makes them feel confident online so that they can stand out from the crowd and attract their dream clients. She does that through creating client attraction branding and websites that are beautiful and high-end, yet authentic to them. With a background in business and finance for 10 years, Elva has combined her creative flair with her business savviness to help female entrepreneurs bring their vision to life and turn their ideas to a premium brand. Everything she does exudes style, elegance, and timelessness because these are a necessity, not a luxury. She has been featured on LadyBoss Asia, This Woman Can, and has been seen on ABC, CBS, Fox, and many more outlets out there. Welcome to the podcast, Elva.
Thank you for having me here.
I'm really excited to have you here because just what you do in general is exude confidence in other women to be who they truly are through branding it is truly a spiritual journey.
Yes, I believe so.
And because you don't find that confidence does definitely come in clothes. Like when you think you put on a nice dress on, you're happy, or even when you put on some sexy lingerie, you just feel sexier. Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah, I think creating your brand is actually finding about, just like you said, the soul, finding about the light inside of yourself, your soul, and let it shine. And that's what I believe is about personal branding. Yeah,
the soul comes in branding. So take me through this. I know that you've done like your business and then you've done, finance background, but what got you more into really bringing that confidence in women through like the whole branding process and getting them into these beautiful outfits? Is that what I'm getting, right?
So for the branding, of course, like your personal image is part of it, yes. But also I focus on creating your image online, which is about your branding color, fonts, your brand identity online, and your website, social media styling. Those all is a part of the branding, not just about the clothing. Yeah.
So would you say that each color represents something different about someone? Because I know I love the color red and people say that's because you're fiery. So would you say people attract different clientele with the different colors that they use, would you say?
Yeah, color definitely is a big part. And there is whole theory about color psychology. Even one color, for example, the red you mentioned, different shades of the red. I call it like there are 4 season personality of the color. So different shades and hues actually convey different meaning as well. And the 4 different seasons suitable for different brands. Yeah.
That's really interesting. So what has been some of the greatest outcomes that have come when women have just stepped into their power, decided to become an entrepreneur, and now they're investing in this whole branding process? And the reason I'm asking this is because I know there's a lot of fear that shows up and doubt that shows up. So bring us through that process.
Yeah, exactly. I think you mentioned very on point. I want to quote a Maria Williams quote. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. You play small, then serve the world. So the process is really about empowering women to let their own light shine, to overcome their limiting belief, to let them play big rather than staying play small, and let them know being themselves is enough and they are good enough. So that's a huge process when we do branding, because I believe branding is an inside-out job. So you need to start from inside first.
Yeah, it's so funny because I'm reading here. It's like you bring their vision to life, but through I know I've done so much branding in a sense, and all the time I go to put it out there, I've gone through another up-leveling and another upgrade through spirit. I'm not the person who I was maybe 6 months ago when my website came out, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling my website anymore. And it feels like I had to do my website over and over to the point I said, I don't want a website anymore. It just doesn't represent who I am every 6 months. It's like something changes inside of me that I can't hold the same website for longer than 6 months. Is this something is that a normal occurrence just because you do this? Is that a normal occurrence for people?
Yeah, I would say we are always evolving, and new level, new devil, and we always want to improve. But I would also say the core part of sales won't change that dramatically just within 6 months. So when you do your branding, your website, you really need to find out what's that core essence of your brand. So if the core essence stays, remain the same, and you can evolve and you can change a little bit, but you won't have to do a huge revamp every 6 months. Of course, like after 1 or 2 years, there may be one big thing happens and we'll need to do the rebranding. But I definitely won't recommend do it like every 6 months. That means you haven't really find out what your core brand essence is.
That's true. That's probably what it is, because I keep on saying, okay, I want to work with that person, but then I work with them and I'm like, oh, maybe I don't want to work with that kind of group anymore. So that is, you said you hit it bang on there, because the more that I sit within my being, the more that I sit within who I am authentically, it's like, I want reds and I want blues and I want yellows and, I want that type of a color. And I feel like that feels good. But I find that maybe just changing the messaging around a little bit is something that I should be doing, rather than going, okay, let's just make a whole new website now. And that's why I think web developers love me, because it's like, okay, she's doing it again. And it's so stressful making a website. So bring us through the process, because I know listeners out here come from, wanting to maybe leave their job to become an entrepreneur. And it's really scary at the beginning, because you think of it branding, you think about your fonts and you're thinking about your pictures and you're thinking, am I good enough? Is this going to take? And all these different thoughts come through your mind. So could you just please shed light for those women that are starting out, or maybe just want to change their brand altogether?
Yeah. Actually, I would say in the beginning, when we do branding, just like the entrepreneur starting out, they just want to find a designer. But actually, you will find someone much more valuable in the process. That is yourself. That's the true branding about. So start within first. It's all about working out who you are and what makes you different in a way that resonates with your ideal clients. So you mentioned a lot about colors, fonts. That's a big part of branding, but it's not the whole picture. The foundation actually is who you are. Because I see lots of new coaches or entrepreneurs make a very costly mistake when they first launch their brand. They just go to a website or graphic designer before they figure out the foundation and essence of their personal brand. It's a very costly mistake, because they then end up with a brand that is not them, a website that doesn't resonate with them, and a business that doesn't attract clients. So they will shy away from showing the website and brand to others, cannot book clients, lose confidence in themselves, and wondering what's wrong with them. I want to say to them, there's nothing wrong with you. You actually just need to step back and step into that authenticity and figure out what your personal brand is and what makes you unique in a way that resonates with your ideal clients. And when you do that, it's like a magic that changes everything. So that's why I always say designing your brand starts with the inside job first. It's not a logo or website. So when I work with my clients, we go through a process to design your brand. The first step is discover your brand essence, that I call answers your soul's calling, and really get crystal clear of your brand message that can speak to the heart of your ideal clients.
Yeah, I think that's extreme. Like, just listening to what you're saying, I'm like, yep, been there. Yep, been there. Yep, been there. And yep, I stopped doing my websites. And that was one thing that happened to me last year when I put a halt on everything. And everyone's like, why are you stopping this? I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this anymore. And they said, and I remember one lady said to me, but why? And I said, because you know what? I have to figure this out. And I'm so confused within myself. So I'm so happy that I was on that track to say no, because then I would have spent another $2,000 or $3,000, and I would have come up on that stage and been like, no, I don't even like this website. So it does make sense to really dig deep into who you are and what you're offering in order for you to really tap into your brand, because what it sounds like is that the energy, I mean, everything is energy. We know this already, but the energy that you put into your website, even if you're not designing it and you have someone like yourself designing with branding, I believe that alone with your energy and your website's energy, that should be able to go globally. Am I on that right track right now thinking that?
Yes. Yeah, totally. 100% agree with you. It's about the energy. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So do you help as well as in styling too? Like Photoshop
Yes.
styling and all that?
Yes, I collaborate with some really great photographers here at Melbourne, and one of them is actually the official one of the official photographer team of Dior. They also work with Louis Vuitton as well. So very high-end style, but also I help them, the clients, to figure out what kind of styling suit for them in order to bring their brand essence. Because as a brand stylist and designer, my passion, my job is really to take the beautiful, soulful message of who they are and find the most beautiful, elegant way to bring it to life, to vision. So to channel those unique qualities and characteristics into their key assets of their brand includes their personal styling, includes their brand identity style, to all the way to like website, social media, business material. Yeah.
That's amazing. So what brought you here in the first place? I know that you, like we said, you did business and finance, but was it a spiritual awakening that came to you that said, you know what, Elva, you should be doing this type of work? What brought you into the whole branding and really allowing women to step into their confidence, to exude that timelessness that they are?
I think it's because my own story as well. I always describe my story like from a good girl to a superstar of my brand, because that process helped me understand the importance of branding and confidence, and not going through it myself, and during the process help others as well. So a little bit about my background. I grew up at Shanghai, and has been a good girl, go to the best colleges, university, achieved great scholarship, went to like one of the top big 4 accounting firms in the world, and been promoted to manager. But I realized that life wasn't what I wanted, but at that time I wasn't sure what I really want. I just know every day in my cubicle in the office, although there are beautiful environment, big glasses can see through, tall high-rises building, beautiful office, but I feel like I'm trapped there. I look for some freedom and beautiful things in the world. So I actually quit my job and backpack and come to Melbourne by myself. And I hope the world is different, because I thought, maybe Melbourne is totally different from Shanghai because it's the most livable city in the world and everything will be perfect here. But I find out I actually end up the same, because it's not about where I am, it's about who I am. I was still the same girl, same good girl at that time, still playing small at the corporate world. Then I went some business networking event and meet some really inspiring business leaders, and it feels like a Tiffany box from the universe. I feel like, wow, there is another world where women can really do things they love and inspire others, and also have a lifestyle they love as well. So I stepped into different opportunities and personal development and spiritual growth journey through the past few years. And during the process, I started to figure out what I really love to do, what are my talents, and what I can really help people. Also utilizing all my skills and fulfill my soul's calling. And that's why I started trying different opportunities. And when I launched my business online, people started commenting on my branding, and I started helping people, and I did more courses, certificates, and then since then I just find out that I love that part, and I receive really good results for my clients as well. That's how my business starting to grow. Yeah.
Wow. So coming into total alignment with your truth and really just stepping into your own power by letting go of the limited beliefs that you came to Singapore with in Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah.
So it's so funny that you say that, because I know people that have, traveled. And when I travel, I always say, I'm going to come back to Toronto a different person, because I'm going to travel to wherever I'm traveling to. And I give myself permission to let go of anything that doesn't serve me while I'm away. I have to come back a new person. I always say that to myself. And that's why I really enjoy traveling, because I create this like future self that wants to be the present self. And sometimes it's like this thing where people say, well, how can you create a future self? And I'm just like, well, because she knows what she wants.
Yeah.
She knows how she wants to feel. She knows what she wants to attract. So, but if I go away and come back the same person, then I feel like I'm not even of service to myself. So I'm so happy that you said that leaving Singapore and coming to Australia, it was still the same thing for you until you decided to take that leap.
Yeah. Even when I first started my business, I feel like I tried different strategies, like recommended by other people. Those online, they say you can make 5 figures, 6 figures very soon and overnight. But I feel like I was still that good girl because I was just listening to others, not really tuning to myself. The really change starting to make in my business is when I starting to figure out who I am and listen to my own inner calling and figure out what the brand is. And that's why I'm so big about figure out what's your brand and also live on brand, because that's the magic in the business.
Yeah, that's so true. So how long is this process when you're working with someone that you work through so they could figure out who they are? Who am I? That is my all-time favorite question. I ask myself that question every 3 months, because we evolve and grow. So how long is that process that you work with people in that who am I stage?
So it really depends on the person, because actually the answer is within you. Sometimes our role is just facilitate, and the facilitate process for some people might be just one session, because you can actually see lots of testimonial on my website. Just one session, people really just get that enlightenment and see what's their brand essence at that moment. But for some people, we really go through questionnaire and a few sessions to really go deep into what they are meant to do. They maybe have lots of passions and don't know how to bring them all together and figure out what their essence is.
So it just depends how far someone's evolved before they get to that point, from what it sounds like.
Yeah, and their openness as well, because it's a two-way process. Yeah.
So once they get past that process, what is your next step that you do with them?
So next step, we will go to the fun part is about deciding their personal styling and the brand identity. So for the photo shoot, we'll help design their personal style, what kind of clothes and also what kind of scenes, what kind of photo style they want to use and reflect their brand. For the brand identity design, we will decide their colors, fonts, which four-season personality they are, and create their brand book, which incorporates all the branding visual elements of their brand identity. And then the next stage will be the website building. And the last stage will be the social media template and the business promotion template. Then it's ready for launch.
You're like a dream come true.
Yeah, that's what I really passionate about. Also, I'm a dreamer and doer, and I love help other people bring their dream to vision to life.
But it's the process that you use, right? Because wow, you're like everything in one package. And the reason I'm saying that is because I was speaking with someone about changing my website. I just kind of took it offline, and I said, I really want someone to sit with me and let's go shopping for my clothing line. Let's do this and and they're all looking at me like, well, you can do that on your own. And I'm like, no, because it's all one. I'm one package. So what I'm putting out there, it's like the location of my photography matters. The clothing that I'm wearing matters. Like the colors that are going to be on my website matter. And everyone kind of looks at me like I'm going crazy. I thought, really? Maybe you're just too much of a diva right now, and you're like pulling a Mariah Carey on people. There's nothing wrong with a Mariah Carey at all. But then it made me think that, maybe I'm just a little extra. And, there's nothing wrong with being extra because I am extra in the whole spiritual world to begin with. I'm really woo. But listening to you speak is like, yes, this is what women need. This is what men need. This is what businesses need. Because at the end of the day, to have it all set up for you just takes all this weight off your chest. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're like a dream come true for people.
Yes, I think you're really on point, because that's the whole process is really necessary. If you think you are really doing a business and want to brand yourself rather than just a hobby and do something here and do something there, want to make it really a cohesive brand. And that's a whole process. Each part is necessary, because every encounter you have with clients, you need to be on brand. I always say live on brand, be your brand in every moment and every interaction, because you never know who you're going to inspire, like whose life you're going to change, because you are on brand. You bring out your passion and the best of yourself.
Yeah, and that's funny because I used to do Facebook Lives, and I remember I was just like, really? I'm who I am, and if you look at me from the external and you think that, like, you know, my mind's just like the ego. I don't need to get dressed. I don't need to do this, and I don't need to do that. Even though I love to be relaxed. I mean, it's 7:20 here now in Toronto. I'm in relaxed mode right now. That's why you're seeing me with, you know, the way I am. But at the end of the day, I always said that. And it's so funny because I said 2018, it's all going to change. I'm going to do all this differently. And I noticed just that alone, putting mascara on my eyes. Just mascara on my eyes. People were like, oh my God, what have you done to yourself? And I'm just like, mascara? Mascara. Like, that's how simple it could be. But because I had this whole misconception of everything, and, you know, don't judge me from my external appearances, get to know my internalness. But people just, this is the first part, is the outside. And if people don't want to give you that opportunity to go past the outside, they will never figure out what the inside is.
Yeah, I think you're really right. It's not about creating something fake, like just putting in front of marketing everyone and you're a different person when you are alone. It's about bring your best part. It's about respect your audience and also yourself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because when I do Facebook Lives now, I put mascara on. I'll head over to the gym and I got mascara at the gym. I'm thinking, oh God, I totally forgot to take this mascara off my face. But I'm my brand in the gym, sweating away anyways. So through this whole process, I could imagine that people are going through all sorts of healing, removing of limited, I got the hiccups that I'm probably clearing, but removing of limited beliefs, childhood traumas, working through worthiness, working through releasing all the outside noise. And now they've gone through this whole process. Bring us to that end process where now their website goes live.
Yeah. So when their website goes live, I would say it's not just about the website or brand. It's about you. You are, I won't say different person, but you are a totally you, a confident version, a better version of yourself. And the end result is they have the confidence to really show up online, to really play big and share their message with their audience. And their energy will attract their dream clients, and they will make the impact they want to make.
That's amazing. So for anyone that is starting their business, what is one nugget of wisdom that you could give them at the beginning? So they're starting their business. So what is one nugget of wisdom that you could give them?
I would say figure out who you are, because it's who you are attract your ideal clients. It's who you are inspires people to become who they are. So I always ask them probably 3 questions. How you can show up every day as your best self so you can inspire others to be the same. How can you walk the talk and really be on brand so people can trust and know you can always bring that kind of level of service and value? And how can you really be yourself and show other people the possibility of working with you so that they know they can do the same when they're starting to figure out who they are as well.
That's beautiful. So what would the Elva now tell her younger self?
If I would tell my younger self, I would say, trust the past. Everything has a reason. There will be, I won't call failures. There will be experiences you will learn, but you will become stronger and you will become more wiser. So it all worthwhile.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is white.
Ah, white. Purity.
Yeah, pretty light, clean, yeah.
Amazing. And there was another question. This is so funny. I don't know why this random question is coming down my head, but what is your favorite kind of food?
I like fruit. I feel they are very refreshing, has lots of nutrients and water, made me just feel good.
And what is one piece of it? What is one piece of Alva that not many people know about?
I love wearing my little black dresses.
Amazing.
And there is a dream inside of me to create my own fashion line one day. Yeah.
That's why that came. I was just about to say, like, are you doing any styling or something like that? That's what felt like coming through next. Because I heard, ask her what who her favorite designer is.
Maybe my future self.
Yes, girl. Your future self. Have you done any drawings or anything like that yet?
I actually always create design for myself because I'm actually petite. It's difficult for me to buy dresses really fit. So I do the design, ask others to like tailor made for me. Yeah, I haven't done it for like other people.
Wow. So for anyone that's looking for some fresh designs by Alva, just hit her up. It's her future self coming to her present self right now. This is so amazing. In just such a short period of time, I've learned so much about branding, about style. I believe you're like a dream team because you offer everything. I just feel like that light in my house just got brighter and brighter as I said that to you, which is really interesting. I'm just shocked that you do it all because I never found anyone to do all these amazing things in the sequence that you do it. What is the percentage of spiritual work that you do within your branding?
I think it's not just about the first part. It goes through all the process. For example, when I'm preparing the second stage, the photo shoot, sometimes the small talk in my client's head will pop up again. And so the helping and coaching and guiding is through the process all the time. So I would say in terms of the inner work is like 50%, 50% because it's gone through all the process. I will always be there to help them realize is there any limiting belief popping up and how we can show up as your true self.
It's true. I find because I've done some photography for people, photography is something that I just like to do just for those that I know for their branding because you know, when you're doing websites, you have to have certain types of photography so that people could do the writing and stuff like that. And I noticed that when I'm doing photography with people for their website or their whatever they're using their photos for, they bring themselves into a different place. And that limited belief of I'm not good enough, do I look good enough? Who's going to look at my pictures? I will never forget. I was working with someone doing this, and I think we were 4 hours in, and I kept on saying, "Girl, stop! Like, loosen up." I would get them to jump up and down. I put on music in the background, and like, I just can't. I'm like, get out of your head. Like, allow for you to be like Christy Brinkley. Like, just pick someone and just be them, exude them. So I could imagine what a photo shoot would be like, and you're doing it all the time. This is just
and also the part when they are ready to launch the brand, but sometimes they will sabotage themselves and want to postpone and want to change this, change that. It's not about the website, actually. It's about their inner belief, not good enough, coming up again.
That's amazing. Do you travel if anyone wants to travel? Are you a traveling branding lady?
I I haven't traveled last year for doing branding, but this year actually I will go to Paris because I'm going to do a fashion and luxury business course in Paris. So I'm ready to take some clients in Paris.
That's amazing. Anyone's in Paris, get a hold of Elva. Look at your whole branding. Bring your business to the next level. Create opportunities wherever you go. This has been such a beautiful podcast. I'm so happy that I have you on here because I think every woman that's just starting in their entrepreneurship or just even wanting to rebrand themselves should call you because you are the package deal and you don't get that. I mean, I've never gotten that, and I've been doing my websites for so long, but I've never gotten the full package that you offer to your clients, especially when it comes with the inner work, the outer work, and then the beautiful design at the end of it. So kudos to you for this amazing program or package or whatever you want to call it, is divine design that you have going on, because I believe it's totally necessary.
Yeah, I would call it the experience and transformation, because I want to see, like, from the start to the end, they become the better version and confident version of themselves, and they have something from nothing to a beautiful brand. So yeah, it's an experience and transformation.
Experience and transformation. You make me want to fly to Melbourne right now. Because it's such a beautiful country to be in with I could just imagine the landscapes and everything like that out in Australia, and the photography that could go on over there just outdoors. It's like this spark inside of me has this glimmer of excitement going on, and it's just like, I do have relatives in Australia that I could contact.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is amazing. Elva, thank you for being on the podcast today. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for stepping into your divine essence and bringing light to the world in such a beautiful, I love how you said it, in a timeless way. It's a necessity, not a luxury. I truly believe that.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm really honored to share my story and my process here. I hope it can inspire and help some women who are listening. And thank you so much for your energy and connection.
Thank you. Everyone that's listening, if you're ready to rebrand your business, if you're just starting out as an entrepreneur, listen to the words that she said to you, because at the end of the day, I could tell you this right now, you will save thousands and thousands of dollars. I know, because I've been down this path. I put my websites on halt until I figured myself out, because with all the confusion that was rolling through my mind, it was controlling my websites, and I had to stop this vicious cycle of what I was doing to myself, because at the end of the day, it really shows in your branding. So get clear on who you are, get clear on what you want to offer, get into that vibrational frequency, call Elva, fly to Melbourne, do that, or hire her and tell her to come to you. But this is a way to really activate yourself to achieve that 5, 6, 7-figure income that your soul truly deserves. And these days, without a website, you seem like a nobody, but you're truly a beautiful somebody. Thank you for listening, everyone. Look at the show notes to connect with Elva, and come meet us again next week on Unfuck Your Mind. Bye for now.